Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Dr. Ian, and I am so happy to welcome you to the Self Talk Show. This is an experience for you to renew your mind, rewire your brain, and to ultimately reinvent your life. I trust that your Wednesday was a good Wednesday, and I hope that our time spent together for the next 15 minutes will be a beneficial educational time here on the Self Talk Show. So again, welcome to the Self Talk Show with me, Dr. Ian, an experience for you to renew your mind, rewire your brain, and to ultimately reinvent your life. So, what are we sharing today on the Self Talk Show? We're speaking today briefly for the next 15 minutes on positive self talk is good for your brain. Positive self talk is good for your brain. And you know, I often have my little golden brain here with me. So, Virginia, positive self talk is good for your brain. Janox and Tomisha and Patrina, positive self talk is absolutely good for your brain. So once again, this is the self-talk show right here with me, Dr. Ian. So why is positive self-talk good for your brain? Or also why is positive thinking good for your brain? I'll speak briefly on a certain part of your brain, a certain part of my brain, a certain part of our brains known as the frontal cortex or the prefrontal cortex. But most of all today, I'll be sharing on the left prefrontal cortex. And your left prefrontal cortex is responsible for things like your thinking, your critical thinking, your decision making skills, your analytical skills, anything to do with thinking, processing, and focus is all large and responsible right there in the left prefrontal cortex in your brain. So this is what happens when you think positive, and this is also what happens when you have positive self-talk. When this happens, you will grow new neural pathways in your brain. Let me say that again for a bit of clarity. When you think positive, when you have positive self-talk, you will grow new neural pathways in your brain. So when you think positive, and Pastor Sophie, when you think positive, and all of you, I'm saying here on the Self Talk Show, and for all of you who will be engaging at a future date, when you think positive, this is what happens in your brain, and this is what will happen to you. You're going to have greater focus. So, Angela, when you think positive, you're going to have greater focus. Pastor Sophie, when you think positive, you're going to have a greater level of critical thinking. When you think positive, your decision making skills will become better than it was yesterday. And that is why it's so important to engage with positive thinking every single day of your life. I know we've grown up hearing this statement or this phrase. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never harm me. But we know from the field of neuroscience, we know from the field of neurocoaching and from the aspect of self-talk that sticks and stones can definitely break your bones. But guess what? Words, yes, words have the power to hurt you. Many persons have been hurt by words before. And we've been also told from the field of behavioral science, human behavior, that a negative or an embarrassing word creates a negative physiological response in the body. Have you ever been in an embarrassing situation before? Have you ever been embarrassed before? My question to you, how did it make you feel? And I know how it made you feel because we are speaking about science here. We are speaking about neuroscience, we are speaking about brain science, and we are also speaking about behavioral science. So anytime a person is embarrassed, It creates, as I said before, a negative physiological response in their body. It also creates a negative physiological response in your body, and that's no good. So that's why it's critically important to engage with positive thinking on a daily basis. That's why it's also very important for you to engage yourself with positive self talk on a daily basis. And I've said this before, and I just want to reinforce what I've said probably several weeks ago, that for every negative message or every negative program or for every negative word which your brain receives, it will take 11 or more. You heard me correctly. It will take 11 or more positive messages or positive statements or positive affirmations to cancel that one negative word. So you understand why it is absolutely important to speak negative. You understand why it's absolutely important to think positive. Think positive, speak positive. For every, and it was the scientist who said that for every negative word, message, program your brain receives, it will take 11 or more positive reinforcing messages to cancel that one negative message. It was actually Einstein who said that statement. But I want to go a bit further for you, and I took a bit of notes here for you relative to the whole aspect of positive thinking or positive self talk. And in order for us to bring a bit more clarity to this is what the Mayo Clinic said. So this isn't just what Dr. Ian is saying, but this is what the Mayo Clinic says. So we see that the whole aspect of positive thinking and positive self-talk has the backing of medical science. And this is what it says. Positive thinking helps with stress management and can improve your health. Have you heard that correctly? So if you want to engage or improve your level of stress or have better stress management, or if you want to improve your health, and I know all of you here today on the Self Thought Show, I know you want to become healthier. So here's what the science says again, that positive thinking helps with stress management and can even improve your health. Remember earlier we said the importance of positive thinking on your brain, the prefrontal cortex of your brain, the area which is responsible, the left prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for critical thinking, for decision making, for focus, your analytical skills. That's why you have to think positive every single day. Let me read a bit more for you. Researchers continue to explore the effects of positive thinking and optimism on health. You heard that. Researchers research. There is daily research on the beneficial effects of positive thinking. There is daily scientific research on the power and the importance of having positive self talk. Again, I want to welcome all of you to the Self Talk Show as we share on how positive thinking or positive self talk is good for your brain. So, this is what the research shows again. It shows the effects of positive thinking and optimism on health. Health benefits that positive thinking may provide include increased lifespan. So if you want to increase your lifespan, what do? You're going to think positive. And I'm not saying, and this is not saying that you just think positive and that you're going to live longer. But I'll tell you a bit more when it comes to a greater aspect of the brain as we engage in positive thinking. So increased lifespan, lower rates of depression, lower levels of distress, greater resistance to the common cold, better psychological and physical well-being. Once again, we're speaking about when you think positive, when you have an attitude which is optimistic, you're going to have better cardiovascular health and reduce the rate of death from cardiovascular disease. And you're going to have better coping skills during hardship and times of stress. Once again, you see the amazing health benefits when you engage with positive thinking and when you engage yourself deliberately with positive self talk. It's also thought that positive and optimistic people tend to live healthier lifestyles. They get more physical activity, follow a healthier diet, and don't smoke or drink alcohol in excess. So we've heard the amazing benefits when you think positive. We have heard the amazing benefits from the article here from the Mayo Clinic scientific research, which will happen to you when you engage yourself with positive self-talk. And this is exactly what happens in the brain. So you know that just merely thinking positive will not make you live longer. And you know that merely thinking positive may not help you to live healthier. But this is what happens in the brain, in your frontal cortex, in your prefrontal cortex, in the left prefrontal cortex of your brain. Remember earlier we said that this section of your brain is responsible for logic and critical thinking and focus and decision making skills. So when you think positive, when you have positive self talk, you're going to do things that will make you live longer. You're going to do things that will make you happier. You're going to do things that will assist you to become healthier. That is what happens in your brain when you engage with positive thinking and positive self talk. You're going to exercise because you're now thinking logical, you're thinking with more focus. So you're going to do everything that will be good for your life. So you're going to begin to do things like exercise. You're going to drink more water. When last did you drink water? Did any of you drink any water today? Ease off those sodas and drink more water. You're going to ensure, once again, coming from your brain, the left prefrontal cortex in your brain, you're going to ensure that you have better rest, better sleep. You're going to do everything and everything that you know possible that can increase your lifespan, any and everything that would add to your health and well-being. And that's why it's absolutely important that you engage with positive thinking every single day of your life. Because, as I said before, when you do that, you're going to increase the neural pathways in your brain. Your brain is going to grow new neural pathways. And when those new neural pathways are grown, you're going to think better, you're going to think smarter, you're going to have more focus, you're going to have a better level of decision making skills, critical thinking skills. And you know that all these skills are absolutely important for life, especially focus. You're going to think better, you're going to focus better, and you're going to thrive to do better in your life. I am so happy that all of you took time to be here with me today on the Self Taught Show. And permit me, please, just to scroll through a couple comments here for the benefit of all. And I see Pastor Sophie, you spoke about chlorophyll water. Well done. I thank you for that advice and any other advice that you know or that you have. Please feel free to incorporate those wonderful advice into your daily life. So once again, this has been the Self-Talk Show. Positive self-talk is good for your brain. So as I close today on the Self-Talk Show. I want to thank you, Virginia. Remember that positive self-talk is good for your brain. Janox, Tamisha, Katrina, Virginia, Marlene. Remember, positive self-talk is good for your brain. And Angela and Tabitha Lindbergh, remember positive self-talk. Diane and Kay, I just want to recognize all of you to let you know that I'm seeing you, to let you know that I know that you're here. Mom, Pastor Terry, remember that positive self-talk is good for your brain. I want to thank you for taking time to join me here on this Self-Talk Show. And all of you, you do know what the Self-Talk Show is all about. It's an amazing experience for you to renew your mind, to rewire your brain, and also to reinvent your life. I am grateful for all the wonderful comments that you have made, including yourself, Pastor Brian, as you are there helping me to facilitate this program here this evening on the Self Talk Show. So, guess what? It's now 17 minutes. My time is up. I thank you for yours. And before I go, I want to let you know that I believe in you and that your goals and dreams will become a reality. Once again, remember that positive self talk is good for your brain. I am Dr. Ian. This is the Self Talk Show, an experience for you to renew your mind, rewire your brain, and to ultimately reinvent your life. Good night. I thank you and God bless you.